Hey everyone, how's your March doing? I hope you're having a good March. The Apple Sheep rants about a lot of things, but every once in a while I like ranting about YouTube, and that's mostly because there's plenty of things to complain about. But recently, us creators have been going through a little bit of a change that YouTube has been pushing us to move to. So on desktops in particular, there's a lot of features that we can't use on our phones, we can't use from the Creator Studio app, and recently they've been trying to redesign basically the dashboard, as many of us call it, the section of YouTube where you can manage all your videos, live streams, the revenue, the end cards that play at the end of these videos. All of that is managed through the dashboard, and YouTube's been trying to redesign that. There's a couple of good things that have come out of it, but for the most part, I just want to vocalize that I am completely against it. Most of the design choices they went with are not helpful, are not useful, and not as practical as before. So what I thought I would do today is put the new, what they're calling Studio YouTube.com. It's like a different website now. It's not even connected to YouTube, and compare it to what a lot of us had previously, which is just called youtube.com/dashboard. So I have two browsers open. I will put one on the other, and basically today's vlog will be me reviewing kind of them both. But yeah, you guys don't have to keep telling me. I know my hand and Apple Watch was featured in Lue Qin on PewDiePie's channel. I freaked out. It was insane. We talked about it on the last podcast, and I was very honored. I can die happy now. I don't even need to win an Oscar in my lifetime because I was in a PewDiePie video, and that's amazing. I agree, but ultimately, I didn't get a shout out or anything from it. Not that I was expecting one, but anyway, let's talk about Studio Beta versus YouTube Dashboard. Well, hey, you get to find out how much Drew makes, except it's only on Talos of Gaming, so don't get overly excited. It's not that much. But on the left here, we have the new in beta form YouTube Studio, as you can see on the top. And over here, we have what's called youtube.com/dashboard. And this is what we're all used to. This is what we mostly use. And here's what I like about it. On Dashboard, you get your last 4 recent videos. You can see their views, their likes, their dislikes. You get pretty good detailed analytics. You have watch time, views, subscribers, as well as estimated revenue. Over here, you kind of have that, except they rearranged it all so that subscribers are definitely at the top. But as you notice, both these numbers aren't the same. To verify, I can confirm that this number is accurate. This number is always behind for some reason. I'm not sure why. And they also want to dedicate more of YouTube Studio to news and updates and creator insights, where they link you to other people's videos or their videos so you know about things like the Save Your Internet campaign. And to learn more about YouTube, you put that stuff here. But what I'm not a fan of is that it appears to be fairly difficult to kind of remove this stuff. Like, what if I don't care about the latest news posts or the creator inside stuff? I just want to do my thing, whereas this is kind of like, no, we want you to care about this. They don't give you your 4 most recent videos. Instead, they give you some other stuff. And also, I find this information incredibly less accurate compared to this. This is giving me 58,066 minutes, 21,386, whereas over here it's like 55.3K, 20.0K. Why the 0.0? Just say 20K, that's not necessary. And while the arrows here are in reference to your last 28 days, I still think it's not as detailed because you don't have the bar graphs here to work with. They're just telling you if you're growing or decreasing from the previous month, which I don't find as interesting. Plus, they only give you one video. Again, it's very much not accurate. 175 views there versus 264 views here. This is real time. This updates much faster than this. I get that it's in beta. I'm just saying this is annoying and it's always behind. Now, if we go to the videos section and compare these, they split the uploads in the past from Video Manager on Dashboard has all of your live streams, all of your uploads in one place, whereas now they split it into 2 sections, uploads and live streams, which is a bit different than before. So if we go to live here, then I can see my old streams and get them separated, which I guess is kind of nice, but personally, I manage my live streams after they're live, kind of like videos. So I do kind of prefer having them in one single tab, not in 2 separate tabs to switch between them. Also, when I publish my videos on YouTube, I need to add little end cards that promote the other channels within the Tailosive network. And so you click on edit here, and then you can go to end screen, and boom, I can import cards from a previous video and add my end annotations when I need to. Whereas over here, if I want to do that, so let's say my last upload, I want to, oh look, the overlay graphics already freaking out. I have to click options, edit title and description, and the description opens up so you can do it all on one page, which I guess is kind of nice, but where do I add my end cards? You know, like I don't really have that option here. They don't give me the toggle of like, hey, I need to add my end cards to this video. I can expand it here. No, nothing there. There's not really a way to do it. The other thing I don't like about Studio Beta compared to what we had before with Dashboard is if I want to go to like straight YouTube and I just want to start watching videos again, over here I can very simply just click the YouTube button and it takes me to standard YouTube where you can keep watching all the stuff you want to keep watching. Over here, if I click YouTube Studio, it just takes me back to my dashboard. And it's because this is an entirely separate website from YouTube. This is not connected to it. Clicking that button just condenses down Studio, which means that if I want to go back to YouTube, it's not just a simple click away. I have to go over here and then click YouTube, and that switches me off Studio YouTube and then takes me back to my YouTube homepage. So this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Studio YouTube issues. I have like a bunch of features I need for every single video. Like if a video is particularly long, like an hour, I like to add an ad break at the 30-minute point, and I can't do that with Studio YouTube, and that's kind of an important feature to me. There's very little features they've moved over, and I bet a lot of you are probably just saying, well, Drew, don't use Studio YouTube, you know, click the button down here that says Creator Studio Classic. And trust me, I click that button a lot. I click it all the time because YouTube consistently is just starting to move people over to Studio Beta, even though it's still at this point in beta. It's not a finished site. All of the options we have on Dashboard are still very much needed, and I need to keep using the old Studio Classic to use my ad breaks, to add my end cards like I do in every single video. And yet now, like on Teiufs Tech, my most used channel, the one that I'm always adding end cards to, every time now I click Creator Studio where I need to go edit something, it automatically switches me to Studio Beta. So I bet a lot of you could use the argument, well, it doesn't have a lot of features right now, Drew, but that's because it's in beta. I get that, but you have to let users opt into the beta program if they want to. And personally, I don't even think they should let creators have the option to opt into Studio Beta because it's not done. Like half the features we need on YouTube are not there. They barely let us change the thumbnail of our video on here. Like edit title and description, that's it. That's like all I can change, and whether I want my video to be public or not. So I can click on the video to open it more, and it really doesn't give me much. So to click it to open it more, I have title, I have description, the playlists I put it in, and then when we go over to advanced, there's nothing that special here. And once again, there's still no end card options or anything like that. I can get analytics on it. I can get the editor here. So they're working on bringing everything over, but it is definitely, I wouldn't even consider it in beta yet. This is like in the alpha stages. They should be toying around with it on YouTube. They should not be by default switching YouTubers over to it because it's missing so many features that we use on the daily. Meaning, like, don't automatically toggle people into this because now anytime I want to publish my video, anytime I want to add these end cards, I have to click on Creator Studio, as I normally do for Teiufs Tech, and it boots me to Studio Beta, which doesn't have the features I need, so I have to click Creator Studio Classic now every single time. In YouTube, you should be working on making life easier for us, not just being like, hey, we redesigned this thing very basically, and the majority of the features you need are still not there, but you can go back and use the old one every single time you publish a video now, which is just, it's so behind. It's missing so many features, and they know this. That's the funny thing. Like they say under the other features tab, until all the features are built, you can switch to Creator Studio Classic. So they literally say, well, we haven't built the site yet, so just click a button to go back to the old stream. It's missing a ton of the dashboard features for live streams. So the thumbnail for a live stream before it begins, when you want to schedule a live stream, all that stuff is missing. So anytime we go live, I have to go back to Studio Classic. It is so unpolished and so not ready that I don't know why someone at YouTube made the decision to say, you know what, if they haven't switched over to Studio Beta yet, just automatically switch them. Don't ask them if they want to join, because I have clicked every single part of this website to ensure that I never ever get sent to Studio Beta. If I can click Studio Classic, I absolutely will. And yet now they're just making the decision for me. No, you don't need to do that. You can just go straight to Studio Beta. We didn't finish anything. And you can just go back to the old site if you need to. Okay, if we need to go back to the old site, don't opt us in automatically, YouTube. This is stupid. This is ridiculous. And I think that concludes my rant on YouTube for today. I apologize to the people who aren't YouTubers and this doesn't really affect you and you don't really understand the annoyance with it, but that's just what's on my mind right now and that's what's frustrating to me. So I thought I would share it with you. Also, before a ton of people who are messing around with Creator Studio go, Drew, actually you can add end cards. You just have to go through the editor, or there are ways you can do it and you just have to click here, here, and here. Regardless, I get that. They're probably going to add things. I haven't played around with YouTube Studio that much because I know for a fact a ton of the features I need are going to be missing. So that's typically why I don't spend that much time looking for features on Studio Beta, because they openly admit there's features missing already. So I found recently while editing this that there are ways to add end cards within the editor section, but you have to do them manually every single time. And before, with YouTube Dashboard, you could literally just import them from the last video and have them be located and linked to the same channels every single time you do an outro. So I get it. You know, there's alternate ways of doing it. I'm just saying there's not better ways. They're not more efficient. And ultimately, I think my main point of this video is not that Studio YouTube will never be as good as just the standard classic dashboard. I'm just saying don't release it. Don't force people into it if it's not ready yet. I'm sure that one day it might be better and they'll add all the features and they'll move everything over and then I'll happily switch to it. But until that day comes, don't force us over, okay? Give the creator the choice. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it and I hope you all have an excellent rest of your day. Take care.